Welcome in. Welcome in. This is episode 194 of the Weekly Pour Podcast. I, of course, am TBT. That guy over there is Ace. We want to welcome everybody in. We appreciate you being here. Of course, we are live right now on YouTube, just like we are every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, unless we change it for some reason. But here we are. Want to jump in real quick. If you are watching this live, we appreciate you being here. Jump into the chat in YouTube. Say something so we know that you're here. We also want to thank everybody who is listening to this audio replay, or if you happen to be watching the replay of the actual video. Bringing you guys into our world makes it a lot of fun for us because, you know, we love rock and metal music, and that's what we do.
Right.
So that's what we're here for. If you are in that chat, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe buttons, just like our moderator said. And most importantly, drop a comment in the chat, like I said, so that we know you are there. We've got a great show tonight. We got lots of good news. We're ranging from some ZZ Top stuff. Unfortunately, Frank Beard passed away at the age of 77. We've got some BS coming at us live from MTV. There is a monster fight going on right now between Snyder and Kelly Osbourne. And we also have a new release from the L.I.F.E project and much more news. So we'll be getting into that here later on. But first, we need to get in to a little bit of fun facts for today, which is August the 19th. It's some interesting days or interesting things about today, one of which is World Photography Day. That's not really a whole lot, but it just gives you an excuse to go out and take a picture that's blurry and ugly and say, I was practicing my craft, right? We know people who do that.
Do we?
We do. We totally
It,
do.
I mean, people celebrate this every day.
This is true. Do you remember before we had cell phones, you had to take a camera, whether it had, film that you couldn't open the thing because it would ruin the film. That was like a 35 millimeter, or
right.
There was a 110, I think is what it was called. It was like a little disc. Why is that thing floating over close to me? I got to move that.
What is it?
It was our logo with our phone number on it.
Not
only that, you also had little discs. I don't remember what that camera was called.
The disc camera.
Oh,
Kodiak.
There we go. Did you say
Kodak? Kodak.
Would you chew? Kodak. Do you chew the camera when you're done with it?
We put those on the table, the tables at the reception for our wedding.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had
and years later, I had them developed, and they turned out like crap. They were terrible.
Imagine that. And then you had Polaroid.
Yes.
Point.
And those were terrible too.
Well, for the most part.
But it was cool.
Develop.
Right. You got an instant picture. That was what was cool about it.
Yeah. Moving on from World Photography Day, congrats to all those that celebrate it. It's also National Popsicle Patent Day. Yes, that's right. The popsicle was patented this day in 1924 by Frank Epperson after he accidentally invented it at the age of 11 by leaving soda with a stir stick in it outside in the cold weather.
Surely he wasn't the first person to do that.
Well, he was the first one to patent it. I've got a good joke for this, but I don't know if it's appropriate.
It's okay. We can do whatever we want. It's our show.
This is true. We're about to get canceled, but that's okay because having a popsicle is just proof that whenever you suck on something hard and frozen long enough, it's going to get sticky and drip down your chin.
That was terrible.
I know. If you don't celebrate Popsicle Patent Day, hopefully you had your potatoes because today is also National Potato Day, which honors the mighty Spud, giving you a valid excuse to eat fries, mashed potatoes, or tater tots for every meal. And
Man,
little
who
known fact,
doesn't?
it is the only holiday where getting heavily buttered and smashed on the kitchen counter is socially acceptable.
Nice. That's every day.
Uh, uh, you have potatoes every day?
Who doesn't? And
Oh,
butter.
good call. There's also some birthdays today, some rock and metal birthdays. Those are who?
Who? I see happy birthday, 75th birthday to John Deacon of Queen,
Nice,
63rd birthday for Joey Tempest of Europe,
excellent.
who still looks great and sounds great. Happy 81st birthday to Ian Gillan of Deep Purple. They just put out a record called Splat, so they're still active.
Yeah,
Happy 52nd birthday to Josh Rand of Stone Sour and the Life Project. And, and
and
one more birthday. Well, or an anniversary.
oh,
This is to make you feel old because I don't remember when this happened.
oh.
I wasn't around, but 40 years ago,
What do you mean you weren't
Bon,
around?
bon Jovi's Slippery When Wet came to fruition 40 years ago this week.
How do you not remember this?
I wasn't born.
You're over 40.
Prove it. I mean, prove
I've
it.
got last week's picture.
Yeah, I just went to school.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah,
Slippery when
but
wet,
yeah,
40 years old. That is
40
insane.
years old. 15 times platinum that record went.
Good
Uh,
grief.
Currently now, so it's still selling. Still selling.
Wow.
So,
Unreal. I appreciate that because it
but
does
yeah,
make
I
me feel
mean,
old.
well, honestly, it makes me feel old too, and I'm not even 40.
Yeah. Just
No,
watching for
no,
lightning, man. Just watching for lightning. Uh,
no. I was 15 years old when that came out. So yeah, I remember. I
you
remember.
old.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Before we get into the heavy headlines that we have for tonight, we want to, of course, give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Petty's Poor Decisions. Headquartered right out of Bedford, Indiana, Petty's Poor Decisions is the premier mobile bar service bringing full bar setups and badass custom cocktails straight to your private party, your wedding, or even your corporate event. Let them handle the drinks so you can actually enjoy the night. Check out Petty's Poor Decisions for your next event, and you can find them in the show notes and find them on Facebook and TikTok. Aaron's on there all the time. Um, Jumping into the news, before we do that, I do want to say hi to those that are actually in the chat because I don't want them to think we forgot them. Of course, Mama TBT was the first one in tonight, so a very hello and happiness, a very happy hello to Mama
Happy,
TBT.
happy news.
Sorry, it was my Tourette's kicking in. Mrs. TBT's in, moderator Natalie, of course, who's telling everybody to hit that thumbs up and subscribe button so you know when we go live. Yeah, of course. Um, and if you are watching this and you are not saying something in the chat, get with the program. It's important. There's reasons
Join the
behind that.
conversation.
Yeah. At episode 194, we are 6 away from 200. That's exciting. That is super
It is.
exciting.
Can you believe we've done it this long?
No, I can't. I can't
I
believe we've
remember,
done this for 12 minutes tonight.
right? And we're still here.
Exactly. Yeah, we've been doing this for a while. I think this is year 4, maybe even year 5. I don't know. What's that say?
2022.
2022? So there we go.
Yeah.
4 years. And
Wow.
we're coming up on episode 200. You know what the next
Nice.
one after that is?
201.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. Just 201. Jumping into the news, we're going to get straight into this because there's a lot of it to get to. The first one is an unfortunate bit of news that probably everybody has already heard about. But Frank Beard, the iconic heartbeat behind ZZ Top for 56 years, passed away just a couple days ago on the 17th while he was in hospice care at his ranch in Texas. They say he was surrounded by his family. He joined Billy Gibbons and Dusty Hill back in 1970. And this is a big kicker because you don't see this a lot. He played on every single ZZ Top studio album from their 1971 debut through the next 14. So a total of 15 classic records.
Right.
That is
Right.
crazy.
Think about that. That's not just him. That's one lineup. Like a lot of bands have original members still, but they also had times or periods in their history where people dropped out and came back and that sort of thing. This is not the case with ZZ Top.
Right.
Those three guys up until now, and when Dusty Hill died in 2022 or 21,
I think 22.
22, had been together all that time.
Yeah.
Those three guys. That's amazing. What a run.
Yeah. And speaking of Billy Gibbons, he released a heartfelt tribute saying, Elwood and I lost a great friend and collaborator, and the world lost one of the most naturally innovative drummers and a great and true son of Texas. His signature backbeat was key to keeping ZZ on top. The band of which he was part of for 6 decades is going to keep on keeping on as he would have wished. I think they ended up pausing a couple shows this week, and they're going to resume touring on August
Right.
22nd at in Austin, Texas, at the Moody Theater in Frank's honor. That was one of his favorite places to go, and of course, it's in Texas. That's his home. Uh,
Right.
so it's very very cool that they're going to keep on going because this isn't. You were telling me earlier, and I didn't realize that he'd been sick for a little while.
Right. I had heard that he was just going to miss some shows. He just wasn't going to be out with them currently. But nothing I heard or read had indicated he was in hospice or this sick. He
Right.
was just dealing with health issues, which we hear that all the time. As rockers age, they're dealing with health issues and they miss this or miss that. Um, I liken Frank to Phil Rudd and Charlie Watts, those straight ahead type drummers that aren't flashy, but they keep a great groove. They form a great pocket for that band, and they always sound good.
Oh, for
That's what
sure.
he reminds me of, that sort of thing. But yeah, I had no indication he was going to be in hospice at all.
Right. One ironic little bit of trivia in regards to Mr. Frank Beard. He was the only member of ZZ Top who did not have a beard, and usually
No,
was just wearing his signature mustache. Although he did have a beard in 1990, but it was nice and you know
nice and trim,
tidy.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I caught on to that irony years ago. I thought that's just so strange, that well, not strange, but just interesting, an interesting fact
yeah,
that
exactly.
he didn't have the beard. What do you really think about them continuing on though? They continued on without Dusty like right away. They didn't take a break at all, and the same instance here. They're not taking a break. Do you think they should take a break, or is it just their nature to keep going?
So I mean, they're taking a break. I mean, just a couple
Okay,
days, yesterday and today, actually. Those were two shows that they had in Salt Lake City and Colorado Springs. They've canceled those, but then with them continuing on, I don't have a problem with it. This is in their blood. This is what they do. They're doing these tours and doing these shows for the band, or I'm
hmm
sorry, for the fans. So I don't really have a problem with it. They've got Michael Monaghan, who was filling in for Beard when he stepped away in
Right.
early August, and from everything I can see and everything I've read, he is going to continue with the band. Will they have some tributes and stuff? Sure, but to go back to the meat of your question, yeah, I don't have a problem with it at all. Good for them, because this may be
Mhm.
their way of mourning his passing and actually being able to get through it in a much better way.
Yeah, I think, in all honesty, I think Frank would want them to continue. I think Dusty would have wanted them to continue. Like, just keep rocking. The show goes on. Don't stop because of this. If you want to pay a tribute to someone, you do it on the stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, this is it's somewhat different than losing a lead singer. Lead singer is really your that's your face of the band. That's your
Right.
sound right there. You think of CJ Snare, you know, Firehouse could have just been done, called it
Oh,
quits,
wow. They
and
didn't wait
then
long.
they go and they find Nate Peck, and that has worked out fantastically. So no, I get it. I understand. It's good for them, I'm sure. I have no doubt that they'll do their tributes and everything like we talked about. They'll do all that stuff. But for as a fan, this is what I would want if I were seeing them, and I'm sure that's what Frank wants to. He wouldn't want them to just say, "Yep, okay, we're done."
I'm sure they've had these conversations. I bet they had this conversation when Frank was revealing his illness to them.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
exactly. So why not? Why not keep going? And good for them. So
right.
that'll be
So
good. It
rest in
still
peace, Frank
sucks.
Beard. Oh yeah, that's
Absolutely. Still sucks nonetheless. Another thing that sucks as we move on, and this one might take a while because I got a lot to say. I probably won't, but so the list of award
I'll sit back
categories,
and get comfortable.
the list of award categories have been released for the 2026 MTV Video Music Awards, or as they're affectionately known by most of you, the VMAs. They have revealed, and there happens to be a very, very big change that I don't like, and it is not sitting right with me.
What is
Apparently,
that?
apparently, there is no longer a category for rock music. Alternative remains, but even those nominees are rather distant from anything heavy and loud that's associated with rock music. Um, MTV has been reached out to find out why. They acknowledged it, but they didn't explain it. Um, it was 1989 when heavy music began with the Best Heavy Metal Video Award category being added to the VMAs. They launched in '84, so it only took 5 years.
Yeah,
Um,
a little late, right?
yeah, just a little bit. Despite
By '89, we're already seeing the gate come down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Um, Despite undergoing some name changes to the category, it's been a fixture of the award show, of course, meaning that an omission for this year ends 40 years, nearly, for a category that's been won by bands like Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, Metallica, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, so many more over the course of those nearly 40 years. Um, it's been since about 2010 that the best rock category has been filled with nominees that lean more into alt rock, pop rock, with bands like Coldplay and Imagine Dragons being frequent nominees, as well as a bunch of punk rock acts. But now, thanks to MTV or whoever made this decision for them, the closest rock fans will get is the best alternative category for 2026. I've seen those nominees.
Okay.
Um,
I bet they're. I bet they fit the category so well.
So the 2026 MTV VMAs Best Alternative nominees are. I'm not going to name. I'm just going to name the bands. Geese.
Who's that?
Right. MGK and Fred Durst. Okay. I know them. Noah Kahn. Somber. That's SOMBR. No E. Lost the E. Fell down. Ate potatoes. Took a picture. Had a popsicle. Tame Impala. Yes, like the car. Tame Impala. It's got a small block. 21 Pilots. Heard of them.
They've won it before. The best rock category.
And the final nominee and Best Alternative for the MTV 2026 VMAs, Olivia Rodrigo.
Under alternative.
This is correct, sir.
I don't understand. Nothing against Olivia Rodrigo. I don't
No,
understand the category. What do we define alternative as?
I don't know. But
Because Foo Fighters are still around, right? Pearl Jam is still around,
sure,
correct?
sure.
Those bands, even with the grunge tag still attached to Pearl Jam, they could still be alternative. What about your favorite band? Yeah, you know, your that wear masks and things. What about those guys? What
Nowhere to
about
be found.
Ghost?
You have to remember, we bitched about this last year when the nominees came out for 2025's Rock Award,
Right, right. What
ultimately won by Coldplay. But bands like Evanescence, all right, I can deal with that. Green Day, Lenny Kravitz, Linkin Park, 21 Pilots, only to be won by Coldplay.
the least rock of any of those bands,
Right.
or
Great
or
place to
any
get
of
your picture taken with your mistress, but still the least rock out of all of those. I don't understand. It's annoying. However, with them dropping the rock category, good. I'd rather them drop it than to start putting all of these back into these categories.
right, because they're not going to recognize rock as
Right.
you and I know it. Anyway, we talked about more than once this year all the great rock albums we're getting. But do you think any of those bands, whether it's Evanescence or the Pretty Reckless or Five Finger Death Punch, that have put out records, the Rolling Stones, do you think any of them would have been nominated for Best Rock?
There are huge rock and metal tours going on right now that
Two
sell
days.
out worldwide in
Right.
minutes. Yet mainstream televised awards treat the entire genre like it's invisible.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't exist. And then that leads to the rock is dead debate. But
Right.
rock is far from dead. The
Yeah.
uh, you're making it the perception rock is dead because you're not covering it. You're choosing to ignore it, but
Right.
it's out there. I mean, I've been to tours the last 2 years where stadiums are packed, amphitheaters are packed from the time they open the gates until the time you leave, because people are so fervent in what they want to see in these rock bands.
Yeah.
It's still thriving.
Yeah.
It's the coverage that's hurting it.
Here's the big question. Okay. Does MTV even really matter anymore?
Right, right. Why do these awards exist? Why do these awards exist these days? I don't understand. Is this just to keep the lineage of having music on at one point in time?
Most bands that are coming out with a song and or video, as far as I know, are throwing those videos up on social media, whether it
Hmm.
be YouTube, TikTok. Some of them are throwing them up on Instagram. There's even people throwing videos up on X, and that's it. They're not using any other platform. Look at Striper as a perfect example of a band that's been putting videos out this year. World premiere, it's on YouTube. So some people might question, does losing this platform hurt newer rising rock bands? I don't think so, because I don't even know anybody that still watches MTV. I don't even know what channel it's on.
No,
Well, I
I don't either.
guess there's no channels anymore. But remember when it was like 55 and
Right,
now it's
right.
just flip, flip, flip. Oh, there it is. I don't even know if
I
I
mean,
have MTV.
name one of their programs.
The Real
Uh,
World.
yeah, is it still on?
I don't
Season
know.
880, or
Remote
is someone?
Control.
Are there? No. Are there still teens getting pregnant on MTV that they cover in reality?
I
You
don't
know
know.
that was a thing for a while. Uh, the teenage pregnancy shows. I didn't understand any of that, but
Sorry, I'm still
uh,
thinking of Remote Control because I really, really liked Gary. Woo.
uh, I mean that was great. Those were great, and those were used to develop their own programming, but make it kind of cool and still centered around at least the lifestyle of the people watching it. And it fit
Yeah.
the things like that. I loved the MTV News they used to have. I used all of that stuff. And nowadays, the people that they're aiming for don't even watch it or know even what it is. They don't even know what it is.
Kurt Loder, breaking
Yes,
news.
every
Loved it.
hour.
Yeah. Or in the middle of a video.
You know what was cool about him was that he treated it so seriously.
The Tom Brokaw of MTV.
Was Adam Curry one of them as well?
Yeah, but he was more, I don't think he did the news as much as Kurt Loder.
Yeah,
I mean, Adam Curry
yeah,
was doing the headbangers ball with
that's right.
5 cans of hairspray.
Right, right. But yeah, the Tom Brokaw of rock, because he took
Yeah.
it so seriously. I loved it.
Yeah.
It made me feel like my stuff mattered.
Yeah. Until it was
You know.
like about some band I didn't care about. I don't care. Millie Vanilli lip syncs. Okay. Get back
Well,
to
now
making
everyone
a
does.
video.
Who
Yeah.
they were
Right.
trailblazers. They were trailblazers. Those two,
Girl, you know it's true.
right? But now, what matters to MTV, because these bands still sell out. They still sell records even.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so I'd hate to see what these other categories are. Uh,
You mentioned a while ago the fact that like Ghost and Sleep Token
right.
aren't on the alternative list. I'm gonna
They would have been on the rock list too.
no, absolutely. 2026 MTV VMA nominees. I'm gonna see if they're on anything else. You have got to be kidding me. Madonna leads the 2026 MTV VMA nominations. I said Madonna. That is correct.
Okay, so we are going back in time.
She is the leading nominee for the 2026 VMAs with 11 nominations.
Oh my God.
Let me see if I can get you a
I know she's been
list.
active. I see her pop up from time to time. They open the crypt and they bring her out, and here she comes with Madonna. But I didn't know she was putting out music that was relevant.
She has a 14-minute film video, 14 minutes. It's called Confessions 2, the film. It is nominated for Video of the Year. I've never seen this because I guess I
I
don't watch
never,
MTV. Did it ever air on MTV? Oh, that's a whole
no,
different
no,
subject.
never mind.
Video of the Year includes Ariana Grande, Bruno Mars, Generation with an 8. I see what they did there. Sabrina Carpenter, Madonna, and Taylor Swift. Artist of the Year, Ariana Grande, Bruno Mars, Madonna, Morgan Wallen, Sabrina Carpenter, and Taylor Swift. Song of the Year, blah. Best New Artist, never heard of any of those. Best Collaboration, no clue. Although I hope Shakira and Burna Boy get it, just because I like the name Burna Boy. So, genre specific categories. They have best pop. They
Okay.
have best hip hop. Best
Okay.
R&B. Best alternative, which we already went over. Best dance. Best Latin. We don't have rock or metal, but we've got best K-pop.
Are you kidding?
And of course, best country. The last nomination in the best country is Sleep Token. I'm kidding. That is not true. And then you have all your technical categories, best director, art direction, cinematography, editing, choreography, visual effects. Yeah.
So
There
they'll
there are
they'll do that.
no there are no Ghost, there are no Sleep Token, there are no nothing.
So
There are
besides attention, what did they gain? What did MTV gain by cutting this category and announcing it? Besides the attention,
That's it. That's it. Because now people want to tune in. They put this, they nominate Madonna 11 times, which is great. Good for her. But we don't have anybody else. No rock, nothing. And it's ridiculous. However, I will add this: 7 of the 8 most nominated artists this year are women. So kudos to women.
well, and
I
and
love women.
Olivia Rodrigo is only named in one of those categories, and it's alternative rock.
Well, she's probably named in other ones. I just didn't go through them all. But
Okay,
either way,
fair enough.
going through those, not having any kind of rock, anything like that, it's ridiculous. And I could continue to beat this dead horse, but at least next year, we probably will not have to talk about this again. And I just want to also welcome one nominee who has not made the list, who is back today, and that is our friend Fuzzy Ace.
Hello,
So,
thank you.
for
Hey,
whatever, Fuzzy Ace is back.
the Wi-Fi here is perfect, so I don't know the issue.
At least, if you're listening to this, you can't see him.
No, but I look better this way, right?
You mentioned just a couple minutes ago about some of the stuff they have on TV, reality shows. Well, there is currently an argument going on right now in the world of rock that could very well be a reality series. I'll have to edit that part out. But apparently, Dee Snider and Kelly Osbourne are in a little bit of a spat. And it's really all because Dee Snider
Told
said
the
some
truth.
things. Yeah, probably. So let's start at the beginning with this. There was Dee Snider came out on social media making some comments in regards to somebody else's comments. Um, Basically saying that bass players, stuff like that, were um, writing for Ozzy, was writing some of his songs and all like that. No big deal. I mean, that's
Well, it's a fact.
who cares? Yeah, it's a fact. Nobody cares. Geezer Butler, how many songs did he write for Ozzy
Almost all
or
of the Black
sang?
Sabbath songs.
Yeah, no big
And then
deal.
Bob Daisley wrote the numerous Ozzy records or songs, and what, at least 2 or 3 records.
Yeah. And Lemmy Kilmister is another bass player. Guess how many songs he wrote? A lot.
I don't. I don't know how many, but he wrote the most popular one, the most important one, the biggest hit he had, which was "Mama, I'm Coming Home."
Yeah. He
He
wrote
wrote
4
that.
songs off of No More Tears.
Hellraiser being one.
Ozzy's last rites in that states that Lemmy made more money off of the 4 songs he wrote for No More Tears than from all of his Motorhead tunes.
That's right.
Who cares? D.
Good
Snyder
for him.
saw this and he decided to comment and said, I know too much about the truth behind the scenes. Let's just say that Sharon doesn't like to share. What does
I
that
don't
mean?
think that's a secret.
No, I don't think so either. Another person commented, Bob Daisley says he's written a load of lyrics, then was told they weren't needed for No More Tears. Then he got sacked for the final time. D. Snyder saw that and commented too. A load? How about all the lyrics? Ozzy always had bass players write his lyrics. Geezer Butler wrote all of Black Sabbath. Daisley wrote lyrics for the first two solo albums, and Lemmy wrote lyrics. Who cares? Is that a big deal?
No,
No.
it's not. No, we're making a comment about who wrote lyrics for what. But
Right.
some people take this out of I don't know, take offense to
Context.
it.
Right. One of those people apparently was Kelly Osbourne. She responded to the Instagram posts and basically called Snyder out for trying to diminish Ozzy's legacy in order to shine a bigger spotlight on himself. Kelly Osbourne says, and I quote, my father's legacy as a musician, songwriter, singer, and band leader speaks for itself. His friends, those who worked with him, those who loved him, and millions of fans around the world that still continue to buy his records know exactly what he meant, what he contributed, and what he leaves behind. His legacy will live on eternally. Then she went on to basically just bash D. Snyder, saying, D. Snyder, your last hit, not to age myself, was the year I was born over 40 years ago. And she goes on and on and on. Um, Talks about if D wants to compare careers between him and Ozzy, and he had a brief period of mainstream success, and it's not no wonder whether Snyder's attempt to belittle my father is simply a way of getting people talking about him again. Just on, and I don't see how or why she got that from his stuff. Nonetheless, Dee Snider actually offered an apology and says, Whoa, whoa. I'm sorry what I said hurt you. It was never my intent. My sympathies on the loss of your dad. So maybe it got taken out of context. But no matter what, it's been the talk of the town for about the past week in regards to this
Well,
infighting.
I mean, are we to the point that we put Ozzy on such a high pedestal, especially after his passing, that he's beyond anything, that you can't even say anything that someone might construe the wrong way, especially the family? I mean, these are well-known facts. Bob Daisley wrote not just two albums; he wrote lyrics for several songs.
It's old news.
It's old news, and I'll tell you another thing that's old news. His writing credits got wiped out. They were wiped out by Sharon, who wanted everything in Ozzy's name, as if Ozzy created every single aspect of his music. Whether Jakey Lee, famously Jakey Lee, who wrote a lot of the stuff on Bark of the Moon and didn't get credit for it, wanted credit for anything else afterward and refused to come back to the band and write songs for Ultimate Sin until he got it in writing that he was going to get writing credit
Right.
for those songs.
Correct.
And he deserves it if you put it out there and
Why
you write
isn't
those
she
songs.
going after the Dirt Motley Crue's movie for portraying Ozzy the way they did next to the pool snorting ants? Oh,
Because
because
that's
that's
what
very
happened.
rock and roll. That's super metal.
And that was Ozzy. And it's here's the thing. It's not that Ozzy didn't create anything.
Right.
Ozzy's contribution to his own music was his melodies. It was his melodies, and you can do that in various ways. You don't have to play an instrument,
And the unmistakable voice.
right, and his voice, but you don't have to. play an instrument to come up with a melody. I can walk up to you now and say, Travis, pick up your guitar and
Yeah,
work with me on this. I've got an idea. And you
right.
work out a melody. And he gets a songwriting credit.
Yeah. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Is this part of her still mourning and still healing? Possibly. And if that's the case,
Sure.
so be it. Okay, no harm, no foul. D. Snyder obviously didn't mean anything negative by it. He was just pointing out facts. And in today's world
Right.
of social media and being able to spout off anything, well, get used to it because that's
Well,
what happens.
and the fact that he was basically talking about was the contributions of just of bass players. That was the point.
Yeah,
Like, isn't it interesting that Ozzy had bass players write lyrics?
right.
That was it,
Yeah.
and it
And
turned into a whole thing.
as Backstage Recordings said, what did Kelly write for Ozzy?
Right? But I think, because she's been involved in a couple of these public tips since his passing, and I think she feels like she's supposed to be the guardian of the family or something, or the guardian of Ozzy's
The
legacy.
galaxy.
Ozzy doesn't need that.
Right.
There's no one that probably respects Ozzy more than people in the industry like D. Snyder.
Yeah, exactly. It's old
And
news. It's nothing new. We're not surprised. It's okay. Nobody is going to diminish Ozzy just because somebody else wrote a song. That's normal. We love Ozzy.
right,
Hell, we
who
talk about
doesn't?
him almost every week on here.
Almost every week there's something.
Do you know what the theme song was since you're so old? What was the theme to the 1980 film American Gigolo?
Oh my God, I never have seen the movie. I know of the movie, but that was
Okay.
the first big break for Richard Gere, correct?
I don't know. I'm focusing on the music.
I,
The
I know.
music.
Was it a song by Blondie?
It was.
Was it one of the bigger hits, such as "Call Me"?
It was.
See, I
Why are
know
we
things
talking about that?
uh, because something interesting happened.
Oh, 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 it did. Just released the other day, we'll say about, I don't know, 2 days ago, the Life Project, which is, of course, a dynamic collaboration between guitarist and songwriter Josh Rand from Stone Sour and powerhouse vocalist and our friend, Paralandra's Casandra Carson. They have unveiled a powerful rendition of the Blondie hit Call Me, which, of course, is out now via Frontier Music. And there's an official visualizer video. But I want to just say there is nothing that Cassandra Carson touches that doesn't just turn to pure gold. I love the original Blondie song. I love it.
Sure,
I love her voice. I love the guitars in it. I'm just the song itself is just it's awesome.
it's still fresh too, sounding.
Yeah. To get this version, this the feel. You and I were talking about this when we were doing the show before doing the show. It's surprisingly chill. It is
Well,
literally just a remake.
right. It's got a little harder edge to it, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not. Some sort of Iron Maiden take uh, onto it. And Cassandra nails the vocals. She does
Uh,
so well, but she doesn't get carried away. It's done. It's done pretty faithful to the at least the melody. They don't change it up a whole lot, but it sounds amazing.
yeah. It absolutely does. I don't. So I think the other day I posted um, a link to it on our socials. But if nobody's went and listened to that yet, go. Especially if you're a fan of Blondie and you're a fan of the original song. It is fantastic. This is the second, I think, second remake of a song that we've gotten from them in the last, I don't know, we'll say 3 or 4 months, maybe 2 or 3, because it was just a couple months ago, and it is slipping my mind as I try to pull it up.
Oh, the last one they did.
Yeah,
You know, Call Me has been covered at least 9 times. I find that fascinating. That
keep
that
talking
one
because I want to
song,
find this.
well, that one song has been covered at least 9 times, and by some people you know, like In This Moment, Franz Ferdinand, the Dandy Warhols, who I like, of course, the Live Project, 69 Eyes, have all covered this really, really cool Blondie song. And then Miley Cyrus did the Heart of Glass version of Blondie, well, version of that song,
And I loved that.
just right, just a few years ago, and it was really good. You want me to look it up for you?
No, I've got it. Just so what was it? Just a couple months ago or whatever, they released "You Can't Bring Me Down"
That was it.
from Suicidal Tendencies, and that is just a kick-ass, in your face, strong vocals, guitar. I mean, it's just boom. And then they turn around and do this, and it is absolutely knockout phenomenal. There's an interesting thing back in 2020 when Josh Rand, happy birthday, of course, was searching for a female vocalist to front this new L.I.F.E project. He was connected with Casandra Carson and asked her what song she'd like to sing for her audition. Her choice, "Call Me."
Yeah, which is
So
so cool.
yeah. So Josh quickly put it together musically for her to sing, and he said she crushed it. And of course, the rest is history. They never intended to release this track, but thought it would be cool for fans to hear the song that started it all. She was doing this song live when she was 17 in her first cover band.
Right, right.
So this is nothing new. It's just, I don't
No,
know.
this was nothing.
I'm so impressed with everything that Cassandra Carson does. Pearlander, we absolutely love them to death anyway. But this is a great song. I can't
It'd be
hype it
cool to
enough.
it'd be cool to see that live. If
Oh,
Paralandra decides to cover that live
yeah.
and do that, they occasionally throw a cover into their set, so maybe this one will pop up.
That'd be
Maybe.
kind of cool. Maybe. I would hope so. Um,
I,
Go ahead.
I was just wondering if that's what we're going to see from this little round with the Live Project are these covers. They never really said. They said they had new music, but we've had 2 covers now. So I just wonder if it's going to be any more of that or some original stuff.
Sure, but think about it too. All these 70s and 80s like new wave melodies, they work so
Oh
effortlessly
yeah,
when you give them like a heavy metal makeover. And
yeah.
I mean, it's ongoing, and I'm loving it. You just mentioned the Miley Cyrus remake that she did, that makeover, and it was just phenomenal. But there's a lot of songs that could come out. I hope we get some more. Of course, I want to hear some original stuff from the Life Project because you've got two phenomenal songwriters, to bring stuff out. But I
But
ain't gonna
I
be
mean,
mad if
it's
they keep doing that.
no, but it's fun. It's fun to do stuff like this. You
Oh,
know,
exactly.
Hailstorm for a long time put out EPs with covers that were phenomenal, and they would throw pop songs into the mix and really really work them up. They did. Oh gosh, I can't think of the Lady Gaga Bad Romance. Love their version. I would rather listen to it than the Lady Gaga version.
Dude,
It works so well.
Sleep Theory just did Bye Bye Bye,
Oh yeah,
and it's great.
I'd love to hear that. I need to hear it.
Motley Crue, we talked about this last week. They did Like a Virgin.
Yes,
Well, then you
yes.
can go farther back and start talking like Poison, who did Your Mama Don't Dance from
That was a thing
Flogging
for
to
a while.
Messina. Oh yeah,
Yes, that was "Smoking in the Boys' Room," that, Motley Crue did. That was a
yeah,
big hit for them. For some reason, those things worked, and "Once Bitten, Twice Shy" for Great White
yeah.
worked extremely well for them.
And a lot of
And,
people don't realize that that's not their song.
no, that's a cover.
Still,
Joan I Love Rock and Roll, Joan Jett, that's a cover,
yeah,
and she does it great. I like these pop songs this way because I think they work so well because you plug in the guitar and you're already breaking down the elements that the song was written on. It was
right.
probably written on acoustic at least, or piano or something like that, and we just plug it in and amplify the bones of the song that are already there and make them the main structure, and it works amazingly well.
Yeah, the for this song, for Call Me, there is a version of this song that appeared in the 1980 album Chipmunk Punk. It was released by the
Heck yeah.
Chipmunks, one of the most hard rocking versions ever.
Oh
In
yeah.
1996, Australian heavy metal band Dungeon released a cover of the song on their first album, Demolition. The song was re recorded for the band's Japan tour CD, Rising Power, in 2003. And you had already mentioned a bunch of the other bands that had covered that. The song was heard in the first trailer of the 2026 superhero film Supergirl as well. So that's just this year.
Yes.
So getting a lot of
Yeah.
traction on that. A lot of traction.
I mean, is that their biggest hit?
No, I don't know. Maybe. Are what was Blondie's greatest hit? Heart of
Yeah. Let's
Glass.
see. There you go.
Yeah. The biggest and most defining global hit was Heart of Glass. Their biggest selling chart success in the United States was actually Call Me. They also did The Tide is High, which was a reggae pop cover,
Yeah. Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. That was a good song.
and Rapture. That song in 1981, that song scared me. I was frightened. As we get closer to the end of this episode, I was doing some browsing earlier and I ran into the top hard rock albums for the week ending, I think, August 22nd. So this Friday. And all I've got are the top five because that's really all I care about. These are top hard rock albums from Billboard. Number five, Guns N' Roses' Greatest Hits. Number four, Hybrid Theory from Linkin Park. Number
Okay.
three, Meteora from Linkin Park. Number two, The Best of Nickelback. Nickelback. And of course, the number one top hard rock album currently, Queen's Greatest Hits. Why do I bring this up? Because the MTV VMAs don't care. They literally have nothing to do with each other. But the fact is, top hard rock albums, none of those are recent albums. None. And
No.
I love it.
Why do you love it?
Because those albums, or even the compilations, we're talking about greatest hits, Nickelback, Queen, all that. That just for me shows the consistency of classic catalog giants.
Hmm.
Nickelback, Queen, Linkin Park. I mean, you could consider all of them giants. I know farther on down that list, Metallica, AC/DC, Nirvana.
Yeah. Right. Now look at what you are talking about. These are people that are still active. Lincoln Park is active.
Yeah,
Metallica, of course, we know. Um, Not Nirvana per se, but Guns N' Roses. They if they're not doing a stadium tour, they are selling out arenas or shed shows or bigger scale shows.
right.
These aren't guys in clubs, and these albums go so far back, and they dominate classic rock radio, which is, I would argue, a pretty big format. I mean, you may not run into new rock music on a radio station. You'll find classic rock pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the
Right.
fact that these bands are, some of them aren't touring anymore. Queen's not.
No, no, but they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're
But
everywhere.
this just kind of shows that hard rock and metal fans continue to buy physical vinyl variants, box sets, CDs at
Mm.
a higher rate than almost any other genre.
Well, what do we talk about every week? Some box set of something that's coming out,
Yeah.
a physical product that has, 16 versions of this and 8 discs and
Yeah,
booklets and liner notes. People want that stuff still.
exactly. Daggone it. Screw you, MTV.
That's right.
Yeah, I just got that out. Whatever. Everybody in the chat, I don't think, is even Mama TBT said that you went fuzzy. Um,
I
I'm
did.
looking back real quick. You know what? I don't know why I do that when I could just do this here. Be sure to check out all of our socials. If you don't know because you don't listen or you're new to this show, we do have social media pages. We're on the Book of Face. We're on the TikToks, the Instagrams, the YouTubes, of course. We're everywhere. So be sure to follow those pages if you're not. We need you to. And of course, if you ever need to leave us a voicemail, send us a text or whatever. You can do that by calling into the Weekly Poor Podcast hotline. That is 747 333 8977. If it's something straight for Ace, you can call him at, never mind. So, yeah, send it to us, 747 333 8977. And of course, we do have our email address as well. And that is the Weekly Poor Podcast at gmail.com. I wish we had a Hotmail or
Why?
or a
Just because it
Yahoo.
sounds cool?
Yeah, because they're old
Hotmail.com.
school. That would be cool.
I have a Yahoo.
AOL. Would that be cool?
AOL. I think they still have those. There's people that still have them.
No,
No?
I don't know.
They do.
Remember what it used to say?
No.
You've got mail.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that.
This was
Yeah.
episode
Missed
194. I'm TBT. That's Ace. We'll see you guys next week for 195 as we're 5 away from the big 200. Don't forget, Ace is old.